So today, Silver Ridge Peaks was released for PC, not console. We have to wait, unfortunately, until July the 8th because of Sony and Microsoft's certification process for things that can be added or whatever the case may be. So anyways, I hopped on PC today. Most of everybody knows that I play this game on console more than I do PC, unless there's something that comes out that, like this, for instance, you'd have to wait another 2 weeks before I'd be able to do anything on it on console. So I decided to just go ahead and get on PC today and try out the new map and get my thoughts and what this map was like. So to sum it all up immediately, should you get this map? Hell yes, because the amount of space and how much this map changes, the animals that are on it, just the looks alone would sell me on this map, and how much the environment changes from you're at the foot of the mountains in these open areas where there's big meadows and lakes and ponds and stuff like that to the peaks of the mountains where you're up above the clouds, and it just changes so much because at one point you're looking straight up at the mountains climbing it, and then you get up there and you got like bighorns, mountain goats, you can find mountain lions, turkeys in some areas. Like, you can just find all kinds of animals in so many different areas of the map, and then you can turn around and look down and you can see like exactly how big this map is. Like, when you're looking at it from the menu overview of the map, it doesn't seem as big. So for example, I was at the starting lodge and I wanted to go to a lake that was more towards the middle of the map, sort of up in the mountains, and I was over a mile and a half to 2 miles away from it. So this map is insanely big, and there is no other map in the game that is quite like this one. Now, I didn't get every single species while I was playing this a little bit of time, and I'm going to do other videos on it over the course of a couple weeks and stuff, and especially when it does release on consoles, I'm going to be doing a lot more because, I mean, I can actually add animals to the lodge that I have been like making since I started. So that's what I'm waiting on. But I figured that a lot of people would also want to see what this map was like. So here we are on PC. Anyways, the new bow, there's two new kinds of arrows, 350 grains, which are meant to be used on smaller game, and then 700 grain, which are meant to be used on 8s and 9s. And you can use the arrows interchangeably between the longbow and the recurve, so you get more flexibility out of the recurve bow now, and well, the longbow, so you can go hunt bison like you saw a second ago with the longbow, and it does pretty well. So I finally got used to how to aim it, so I think it's a good addition to the game. I like it. I was hoping for maybe a different kind of gun, but now seeing what they did with the longbow and the arrows and how they're interchangeable between the two, gives you a little bit more options of what you want to do. If you want to use a more old school loadout like muzzleloader and a longbow or a recurve, then you have that option there, and add a little bit more challenge to the game itself, because it's a little bit harder to get close to an elk or a mountain goat or something, for example, in close enough range to get it with a longbow. And you don't really have your fancy sight that'll tell you exactly where to hold when you're aiming at something. So I'm pretty happy about it. The models in this game with the new animals look amazing too. The Truex that are on the bighorn sheep, though, they look like the bigger horns need more mass towards the base of the horn itself, and you'll see it right here actually. In this clip, I'm getting ready to shoot one that's got a really messed up set of horns, and you'll see what I'm talking about. One just seems a lot more, it has a lot more girth, and if you look at the top of his head, it just seems like it needs more there. And there's a big level 4 mountain goat over there. I mean, fairly big mountain goat. I haven't shot too many of them to know what a diamond looks like quite yet, but the mountain goats look amazing. Now, the bighorns, they're obviously going to make some tweaks here and there. The mule deer are actually, the models are bigger. Like the overall scale of the mule deer is more correct to what they actually would be. I don't have a side-by-side comparison to how much bigger they are, but if you have it in your lodge and you're on PC, check now after, this update and everything that came out with this map today, and see exactly how much bigger they are compared to what they were beforehand. So the mule deer aren't going to be smaller than the whitetails in terms of body size anymore. And possibly here soon, maybe the next update, not confirmed yet. I was watching Flinter's live stream actually earlier today and said that the Truex for the mule deer could possibly come out with the next update that fixes things. And the strutting for the turkeys, they do it, but they don't do it as often as they should. And they didn't have time to include it on release. So the next update's going to bring some fixes to the turkeys and possibly Truex for the mule deer. Now, as you can see at the top of his head right there, one horn looks a lot bigger than the other one on the top of his. It just doesn't look right. So I feel like that's going to be fixed here soon. And I'm going to grab that mountain goat that's over here to the left here in a second. So, as you're probably wondering, did I go hunt any turkeys? Well, yes, I did. And I wanted to include that at the end of the video. I got a few of them. And I gotta say, the models for the turkeys, they look really good. I haven't got a diamond yet, obviously. So, I have gotten a high gold. I got 2 high golds, I think. I know I got one that's in this little collection of clips that I got going on right here. But I'm overall extremely happy with what happened, like with this map and how they did everything. And just, if I was you and you were teetering back and forth on whether to get it or you weren't sure, this is the map to definitely get. If you don't have any of the other maps, like if this is the first DLC you get, this should be the one if you want a new map. It's either, for me, my favorite one beforehand was Africa. So between this map and Africa now, I don't know which one's my favorite because I've always wanted a map similar to this or like this, but I also am a big fan of the African map. So I guess in terms of being my favorite, eh, if you're gonna get one of the two, I would get this one as my first. But anyways, we'll get back into what's going on here. So this is the more mountain area, more up in the mountains. This was towards the end of me playing and seeing what I could find, because I was trying to figure out at what point when I go up into the mountains do I start seeing bighorns and mountain goats, and it seems so far that it's about halfway up, but that's just from the way I went. So right here we're getting into the turkeys and me using the longbow on them. So I've been trying to get them fairly close, and I've had this issue where I always shoot low, so I end up having to shoot them twice. And I'm pretty sure every single one of them in these clips that I get right here, I've had to shoot twice. So I hit him, he's going to die, and he's getting ready to land, and he just pops down right there, and I smack him with the second one. So this one wasn't the biggest one. I think this was the second biggest one that I ended up getting. But see, look at that model. That just looks. See, I shot too low and hit him in the leg. That was a good shot right there. But look, the way they did the feathers and the coloring and everything just looks really, really, really good. He was 18 pounds, so he was a pretty decent one. Pretty decent one. 4.1. You need a 4.6, I think, to get diamond. So right after I picked him up, I turned around and there was one standing pretty much in the tree I was just sitting in, and I popped him twice with the bow too. He didn't spook or nothing, so I have no idea where he came from. But this one right here was the biggest one that I got while playing and getting them. See, a 4.5. He was a tenth of away from being a diamond, just under 22 pounds. So that was a pretty good sized turkey. Now, one thing that I did do, I wanted to see how often they could possibly start strutting. So I found a little group of turkeys out in the middle of one of these big fields. And I watched him for about 10 or 15 minutes, and he didn't really do it. So I tried to hit the crow call, the locator, whatever you want to call it, trying to get them to respond, and maybe that would trigger him to do something. He didn't. I hit the actual call. It was a hen, and he didn't. So I was trying to get that in so you guys could see what they look like just naturally doing it with the animations, but unfortunately it didn't work. So this is the final clip in here where I get another turkey. I believe I actually got them reversed, so this was the first turkey I shot, and the other two were the second and third. So anyways, we're getting ready to wrap this up here. So should you get this map? Hell yes. I want to be playing more on this map, and I can't wait for it to come out on console so I can start filling up my lodge with everything. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Tell me what you think about this map, and I will see y'all later.